What's up, everybody? Who's ready? Week 2, Week 3, Day 2 of our GKR Winter Split, with a couple nice matches coming up for you today. Team BLN versus Olimpo squad kicking things off. Second matchup, Tropical Gaming versus SKCalalas. Team BLN leaving things off with Marnix, Hunter, and Jors against Framsito, xAlee, and Capgun. If we get to, or when we get to the King of the Hill, we may see an appearance from Surgical Goblin. And if we go all to the end, set number 3, the dual mode, Jors versus Surgical Goblin. I know a lot of you looking forward to that one. Surgical Goblin coming off a phenomenal performance at the Snapdragon Pro Series Season 4 alongside his buddy Vitor. And it has been a blast. Let me go ahead and quote tweet this one live now. In case people want to come and check out what's happening. Hey everybody, how are you? It's good to see you. Welcome. Ooh, and we already have bans. And look at this. This is interesting. Check this out, folks. BLN not running any bans. Olimpo squad banning a lot of really annoying stuff. Goblin Giant. Thank you, Olimpo squad, because nobody wants to see Goblin Giant anymore. Goblin Giant currently with a 27% use rate and 58% win rate in Grand Challenges. Who? Hey, what's up, Tossing Plastic? I owe you a response to an email. I will do it. Over on Twitch, it's Babil. It's SBB. Not sure. But saying waiting for the day 2v2 comes back. Well, it was part of the Snapdragon Pro Series. Goblin Giant definitely needs a little nerf. A little nerf? Goblin Giant got 3 buffs this year. Hitarth, what does Joshua like about Moogie gameplay so much? Moogie has phenomenal micro. Some of the best micro we've ever seen. He's smooth. He's clean. Also, he just is cool. Moogie has more style, more swag. Or to use 2023's word of the year, Riz, than anybody else. And Moogie's roommate's all about it. You officially got too cool for me to understand. No, I officially got home from Worlds and needed to rest for a bit. But I saw your email. I will respond to it. Mr. Cool Man Glasses, how you doing? I'm just ready for some Clash Royale. How a coach can't coach himself. I don't know. There's a difference between having the skills to play and being able to recognize the proper strategies and tactics and things. A lot of coaches are not great players. Think of how many coaches in professional sports weren't anywhere near as good as players as they are as coaches. Rich, can we get to see a BO5 between the current champion and the previous champion? That would be great. I have tried to get Moogie on the channel numbers of times, and Moogie is very difficult to pin down. Between the time difference, between the language barrier, between him not really caring that much, trying to get Moogie on the channel in the past has been nearly impossible. I don't know if I've ever actually had Moogie on the channel before, so I don't have any relationship with Moogie at all, other than, like, you know, I see him at World Finals. Steven saying, Rich, what's good? Just ready for this one. Rocky Flocky, hi, Rich. How are you? I'm good. Let's see. Lineups for our first set. Marnix, Hunter, Jors. So Marnix versus Framsito, Hunter versus xAlee. And if we get there, Jors versus Capgun. Let's go. Rich, what's your best moment of the CR Finals? It's all kind of a blur to me, to be honest. It felt like it went by so fast. Honestly, my best moment for me is the show intro on day 1. I really felt great about how I delivered that, and that was a big one. We get to write our own stuff, so I mean, like, it's not a gameplay moment, but for me, day one show open, big one. Here we go. Let's take a look at our opening game, Framsito and Marnix. And Fram with a little snowball cycle to kick things off. And oh boy, no Goblin Giant, but we still see some Goblin Giant-esque pieces. Steven saying all three of you guys were great. There were 4 of us, Steven. Can you tell Supercell to release the rest of the Evo spirits all at once? They can't get creative with it, really. I know that they have a larger Evo plan for this year, but, you know, I don't think they're just trying to burn through all this new potential content real fast. I think part of the point of Evo is it gives them like a long content window to release new things. I saw all the players bringing some kind of paper with decks on it, except for Moogie. Did Moogie not bring any? I don't know what Moogie did deck-wise. So I don't know what he did or didn't bring on stage with him. You know, maybe he had a different way of preparing than those other guys did. Well, Marnix going, hey, if Goblin Giant... Marnix trying to just take the Goblin Giant deck and throw a Giant in here. Who was the next person I saw? You, Juicy J, and Andrew? Joshua. AC Sharon was also there. All 4 days. Was Golden Knight face cut inspired from Juicy J? I don't think so. So let's see. I mean, if Marnix isn't running Sparky with this, that will be interesting. Is his thought here that it's not the Goblin Giant that's broken, it's the support cards that are broken? So far, so good for him here, really. This Monk, though, if it does pull... Oh, it didn't pull both archers. I wonder if he went a second earlier, if he would have gotten both of the archers. That's huge. That would have been game over right there. That would have been game over if he'd gotten both archers with that Monk. So Marnix working off the idea that maybe it's the support cards that are broken and not the... Oh, that hits huge. So Fram has to go now. Fram has to win now. Can he win right here? And he can't get that in. But, oh, and the little prince is still going. So, that's a good question here. This is interesting. This is really interesting. Did that just show that it's not Goblin Giant that's broken, but it's the support cards that are broken? Or are they all broken? Because that's crazy. Maybe he also was like, hey, they won't expect this overall situation, so I'll just go for it. Oh, yeah, I did see him. Oh, okay, there you go. Next up is going to be Hunter versus Ali. How you feeling today? Still a little tired. Still recovering from Worlds and all, but overall pretty good. Little Prince and Guardian remind me of the Prince and the Hound from Game of Thrones. Also, what's up? LOL. Yeah, I think they might have been inspired, especially the Guardian might have been inspired by Game of Thrones. I don't know for sure if that's the case. I think Goblin Giant Enrage is unstoppable. Yeah, but that was regular Giant, right? That was a totally different thing. And QWERTY saying, of course, Evo Archers are broken, which we all know. We do know that Evo Archers are totally broken, so that's not surprising at all. And I think we're just about to get ready for game number 2 here. Yep, here we go. Game number 2. I still have not even seen anyone run the Ice Spirit Evo. Maybe when they have 2 Evo slots, we'll see it happen. Oh, that's a cheeky little reflection there. I guess Monk is back, folks. You release 2 broken ranged cards, and, oh, Nice little mortar connection here, and oh boy. I don't think xAlee has a spell to clear this. And an interesting opening overall to this matchup. And I think you got to pop the ability unless you're covering. There you go, and he gets a little bit of love out of that one. So RG Monk, it appears. And Evo Mortar will be in cycle now, so Hunter kind of has to sit back. He goes RG right at the Evo Mortar. I don't know if I like this play. I understand what he's trying to do here, but you know, what do you accomplish really? Also, just what else can you do? Rich Slayton, John Jones is the GOAT, but would you rate as the most dominant champion, Khabib or John Jones? John Jones. I don't think Khabib by any means cleared out his division or his era. And John Jones, like, cleared out, like, 3 generations of potential champions. Of champions and potential champions. So, no, John Jones more dominant for sure. The only reason John Jones faced any sort of adversity is because of his extracurricular activities. Wants to cycle the RG, says Jordan. I feel that. Here we go. RG is cycled. Is he in a fire? Is he back to Fireball yet? I looked away at the chat here for a second. Hunter trying to get the minions off the board. Can he get one Evo RG shot? I don't think he will. I think it's going to die. Does not get one. A little reflection there. And so far, so dominant for xAlee, who's back to Evo Mortar now. And they're going to run the same exchange, except for the Fireball is there to help this time, which is a much different proposition. Miner goes into the back. Goblins to catch. Hunter's going to have to start. I mean, he has to wait until triple, I guess, for it, but he needs to do the double RG push. Does he get it started here? Yeah, he gets it started here because Mortar's not threatening at the moment. And that's actually a really bad play for xAlee all the way around. xAlee just gave so much to that monk ability. Miner didn't actually get that much. I don't know. Okay, here goes the Hunter to the left. RG should go to the right here, the second one. There we go. He should be back to Mortar here. Is there a Fireball able to break through? Yeah, maybe this isn't a way to break through. Maybe this is no way to break through here for Hunter. So, despite the play on the right-hand side from xAlee being less than ideal, it doesn't really matter because the matchup is so good. God, that's so brutal. This is why there's some discourse about Mega Draft versus dual mode right now online, and I think dual mode should stay the mode for CRL just because it is what it is. Like it's not a good idea to like change format again. But boy, if I don't like Mega Draft better than every other game mode. Decks are boring. I'll die on that hill. Decks are boring. Rich, who do you think will win? Well, I think xAlee won that one, so now we're going to game number 3, Jorzen Capgun. Coming up next. And I think we're just about, yep, here we go. Jorzen Capgun, game number 3. And Jor's going, hey, If you can play Evo Mortar, I can. And we're just playing the exact. They just both went copy deck, and now we're playing it backwards. So do we just say that Jors won and Team BLN gets match number 1? Capcom playing this very differently, though. Rather than trying to control the mortar to open, he's trying to... Good, nice monk ability there. You got to delay it a little bit when you play that against the Little Prince. Don't pop it immediately. Did he play that a tile short? Doesn't matter. Phoenix takes care of business. All right, so let's see if Capcom can do something in single, right? So we saw last match that it was all playing defense, trying to wait until double and triple to get the win. But this match, Capcom trying to get more aggressive in single. Let's see if that does anything different. A little difference in the deck as well here. But this RG might get a shot. Yeah, look at this. Boom, gets 1. Boom, gets 2. Gonna get 4, I think, here. Wow. Huge difference making it aggressive in single. Capcom, though, now does have to find a way to control. He's not going to worry about the Guardian, I think. He's got to take the Guardian damage. God, that is a lot, though. It is quite a lot. Capcom needs to keep kiting that mortar. There you go. Oh, but there you go. You let the Evo Mortar connect, and the Goblin gets stabs, and, man, even with a good opening, he had to spend so much, found himself a little low. Needed to control that mortar more than anything. That's one thing that we saw. We saw it at World Finals. I actually broke it down in, I can't remember which match it was, but I broke it down in a telestration, where we saw players focus more. It was like a minor loon match, and the defending player focused on the minor rather than on the loon. He put a Phoenix and mortar on the loon, and then put the archers on the minor, when he should have played the archers higher and gotten the loon just done and worried about the minor after, because the difference in how much damage that is. Same thing in this mortar deck, right? Like, the minor's going to do a lot of damage, but you got to not let those Evo mortar shots connect. That's got to be priority number 1. That's a suspect minor here. All you do is delay the support. I don't think Capcom can get back to anything legitimate here. I mean, look, I guess there's no wrong. You can do no wrong with this deck, with this mortar minor deck in this matchup. You can do no wrong, apparently. Is this a 100-0? A 90-10? It's just devastating. $80 seconds left, 10-12 to 16-17. Capcom's not out of it, but how does he get any meaningful damage from here? That log reflection is actually huge. That log reflection's actually kind of huge. Does he have enough for Fireball? He has enough. He's going to Fireball the minions in hopes that the RG can get through here. RG might get 2. No, he might just get 1. Just gets 1. Still. Oh, wow. The second one breaks through the mortar. And that mortar goes to the RG and not to the tower. This is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy. Great monk ability. Killer monk ability. Predicted the Evo mortar. Maybe should have been trying to get damage on tower too, but maybe predicting the Evo mortar's enough. RG in. Fishboy trying to help. Monk or mortar goes high. Is log back. You got to log this RG away. You can't let this. You cannot take this RG shot, and he takes the RG shot. Wow. Wow. Am I wrong? Is that not an insane outplay? That feels like that was at least 90-10 for Mortar. All right, King of the Hill set number 2 is going to be Outlast, Marnix, and Hunter versus Ali, Surgical Goblin, and Capgun. Whoo, boy. Oh, was my, let's see. Oh, my chat was, like, stalled out. Hold on, I'll come back to that in a second. Hey, everybody, let me go ahead and update the score here for Olimpo squad. Ba 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 ba. Let's see. Let me look at a little bit of chat here for a second. Rich, I don't understand the way this tournament works. Can you explain it? Yes, it's a team format. It's not a tournament. It's a league, right? So they play, each of these teams play a bunch of matches. The top 6 teams move on to the playoff portion. Each match, the first set is a 3v3 BO1. So each team has 3 players. The first 2 play, right? The first 2 play, then the next 2 play. And if it's tied after that happens, then the last 2 play, right? So that's the first set. Set number 2 is King of the Hill. Set number 2 is King of the Hill, which I think that's pretty standard at this point. And then set number 3, if you split the first 2 sets, is 1v1 duels. Are you liking or hating all the Goblin Giant going around? Goblin Giant needs to be nerfed really bad. Goblin Giant needs to be brutally nerfed. It got too many buffs. Marnix, hey Rich, why is the stream delayed? Because the timing for when the live began was too early for me to start. So I am doing a delayed version of the stream. Rich, will Momo play? SKCalalas is the next match. Rich, you know any Arabic words? Very few. Arden and Wallace, match number 1. There you go. Is that what it is? I'll have to take a look at it. Let's see. Hey, Rich, if I wanted to start playing competitively, what do you suggest how to start? Well, I would suggest that you start by one-tricking a deck and making, starting to push ranked and see how far you can get. If you are incapable of getting top 100 on ranked, you're probably incapable of playing competitive, to be very blunt about it. So I would start there. Can you get a top 100 ranked finished? Or at least a top 200 ranked finish? There are lots of also open qualifier events that you can attempt to qualify for. So I would keep an eye out on those. Those are often talked about on Twitter, which I guess people call X now because they're silly, but whatever. But yeah, I would first start, can you one-trick a deck to the top of ranked? If you can't, that's probably a good indication that competitive is going to be difficult. I could be wrong, though. But there are lots of little tournaments you can enter into. That's what I would start with. After the update of the EVOs, the Little Prince champions have vanished. No, I'd say actually champions are suddenly getting more play than they used to. We're seeing more Monk. We're seeing more Mighty. Like, we saw a lot more champions at Worlds than we had seen in a while. So I was actually really surprised. Let's see. Does Molite play today? His team plays today. I don't know if he's playing. Let's see. Hello, Rich. Who's the GOAT now, Moogie or Molite? I think it's still Molite, but it's an interesting debate. Hey, Rich, how's the weather in Texas? Cold in the mornings, and then it warms up in the afternoon. I'm 9,000 trophies. Trophies on the trophy road, and I'm sorry to say this, mean nothing. 9,000 trophies is just a war of attrition. The only thing that really means anything is are you able to get at least numerical ranked finishes? And really, are you able to get top 200 finishes on Path of Legends? But the 9,000 trophies is just a thing that will eventually happen if you play the game long enough. It's not an indication of skill. And I say that because I have 9,000 trophies. And I am, while I finish Ultimate Champion every season that I push, I never get a ranked finish. So, no. Let's see. Let's see. Do you know, views-wise, if this year's was big or small compared for Worlds compared to the last few? I actually don't know. I have not paid attention to that data or seen that data yet. What do you think, heavy or cycle deck? What do you mean, what do I think? It's just play whatever. Which deck to perfect? Hog 2.6 or Minor Control? Which can be Hog 2? Do not even waste any of your time on Hog 2.6. What are you doing? Do not waste any time on Hog 2.6. Minor Control seems to be relatively meta-proof. It's been good for a long time, and you can adjust to meta-friendly variants with only having to rank up 1 or 2 new cards quite frequently. Do not waste any time on Hog 2.6. That's crazy. That's a good snowball. That's a good snowball. Guts back to bomb tower. And this push on the right, could it result in anything? You got to defend here. Man, Ali's just playing. You can see Minor Control here doing a great job. Ali's just able to cycle back and shut things down. Top 1K? No, I don't have any of that. Do you have Discord? I am warning you, I'm way better than those players. Then who? Then which players? If you are better, then way better than who? Shab. Sheb. Shab. Here we go. Lightning is not in cycle. GG, well played. Ali showing why Minor Control is Minor Control in general is almost meta-proof. All right. Next up is going to be Marnix for Team BLN. Let's see. There's no perfect deck. Correct, Smurfblade. There is no perfect deck. But if there is an archetype that I think is best, that is most meta resilient, it's some sort of Minor Control, because typically you can change out 1 or 2 cards once balance changes come in and make it still adaptable to the meta. And you have lots of outplay potential with Minor Control variations, whether it be Mortar Minor, True Minor Control, Minor Wall Breakers. It seems that archetype overall is generally meta-proof. Mo and Juicy got a new contract. Thoughts? Talked about it a whole lot yesterday. Let's see. Rich, Ian finished 1 on ladder this last season. Do you think Hog Rider needs a nerf? No. I do not. There you go. Thanks for having it. Yeah, 2.6 isn't good. 2.6 is not good. Can you win a lot of games with 2.6? Sure. Will some people be successful with 2.6? Yes. Spending time trying to master 2.6 still is just because you're passionate about that deck. It has nothing to do with whether you are trying to be competitive or not. What are my thoughts on the separation of Jebez and Mo? I wish them both luck. Hey, Rich, I always lose against Evo recruits with minor poison control. Any tips? I don't know. I'm not a coach or player. I'm a commentator. I don't know which minor control deck you're running. Maybe Bomb Tower might help. How many players have reached 9,000? I don't know, too many. That Trophy Road doesn't mean anything anymore. Trophy Road is a casual game mode. It's a completely casual game mode. Ranked is the competitive game mode. Trophy Road is 100,000% casual. Let's see. The ones that are playing this GKR League. All right, prove it then. How many... Tell us your account. Give us your account number in chat, and let's see what kind of finishes you have. If you say you're better than the ones playing in this GKR League, give us your account ID number. I'll look you up on Royale API, and we will evaluate your success. And I will objectively evaluate whether you are at the same level or better than these players based on what you've done so far. Let's see. I was using Bomb Tower to snipe it with Flying Machine. Well, I mean, you're going to have some bad matchups, but also protect your Bomb Tower from the Flying Machine. Is Lava Loon low skill deck? I don't know. Maybe. Is Slash Royale coming back anytime soon? I have no idea. Just upgraded my HOG to level 15. Have fun. I haven't decided what I'm gonna run this season yet. Do I join the dark side for the pay-to-win season and go Goblin Giant and just be a complete jerk, or do I try to do it with something that's somewhat legitimate? Currently, I'm considering Splash Yard. Let's see. It's like so hard to get Ultimate Champion. No, it's not. I can do it. This is proof. I can get Ultimate Champion pretty much every single time. So, like, if I actually put the time into push, I get Ultimate Champion. So Ultimate Champion, that's proof it's not hard. Can you maybe also commentate on Marnix's match? Maybe. Maybe I can. Looks like he's going to get the win here. So, GG, I can commentate on his next game, since it's King of the Hill. But I'm also talking to chat. Let's see. Don't talk about ladder because it's pay to win. All right, let's go look at your account. I love this. You are brave enough to give me your account number. So let's take a look. Let's see. Okay. 1 year played. Never finished a classic challenge. No 20-win challenge badges. Let's see. In ranked, your best position is League 7. Oh, I see 12 wins here from something. I don't know what that's from. Maybe from one of their challenges. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and objectively answer, no, you are not better than the players in GKR. But if you think you can prove me wrong, go ahead and prove me wrong. Enter in these competitions and go ahead and do it. Let's see. I don't claim to be a pro, but I've watched enough semi-level, high level, and watch high-level gameplay, and I don't understand the logic behind most plays. Yeah, true. Let's see. Yeah, commentate my match. I'll commentate your next game. How about that? Here we go. I'll commentate this one. Marnix and Surgical Goblin. Let's take a look. Does Marnix win this one? Maybe Piggy's here for Surge.
Don't you know who I am?
If Marnix is running... If he's not running Goblin Giant because it's banned. Is he running that same giant stuff that he ran before? So looking like it's going to be Piggy's here. Let's find out what Marnix's situation is. Split pigs at the bridge. Bomb tower. That's nice for a little counter here. So maybe some minor poison control. And maybe he got one with Royal Hogs. That might actually be true. Oh, man. Skeleton Dragons, and you're up against Delivery Ice Spirit. Well, Marnix, Skeleton Dragons against Delivery Ice Spirit instead of Fire Spirit means you have free Skeleton Dragons. You have the Bomb Tower for the pigs, but you did get outcycled here. But my suspicion is that this ends up being good for Marnix in the long run. Takes a little bit of damage here early. And there goes the Graveyard. So an interesting Graveyard variation. EQ will cover that nicely. Graveyard Freeze. Oh, boy. Marnix full cheesing out here against the former world champion. 22-88, the lead for Team BLN, which I don't even know what BLN means. What's Team BLN? I do like the purple. Sets up Bomb Tower plus Skelly Dragons for these pigs. Oh, boy. And now you got dual lane possibilities. Delivery has to go to the right, but again, he can't auto-kill Skelly Drags because no Fire Spirit. EQ comes down. Not going to go freeze here. He's gonna cycle instead, which is smart. Smellies get behind, and oh boy, this is just all bad for Surgical Goblin with this nasty, nasty matchup where he can do nothing about it. Nothing to be done here. And he tries to go Piggy's Skellies and with the EQ, but that's not going to do it. And easy dubs there for Marnix. You happy now, Bart? All right, Capgun, last man up for Olimpo squad here in set number 2. Let's go back to the chat here. Shab saying, Ultimate Champion's the easiest thing, but you've never done it. So why is it so easy? Let's see. Another result. Yeah, well, good result there. Had another account that I lost. You lost your account. What does that mean? Own up. What does lost my account mean? It was banned for shady behavior. You threw the phone it was attached to into the water. Let's see. Rich is the GOAT commentator. Oh, thank you very much. Akash wants me to look at his account too. I'll evaluate accounts today. And don't worry, Twitch, I will get to you in a second. I'm just busy seeing whether people are legit or not. Let's see. You have let's see. 10 wins. So also not better than GKR players. Let's see. Let me look at the chats over here on Twitch. Are we going to get different champions in middleweight and light heavyweight divisions every time both divisions are kind of cursed right now? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not following that closely, to be honest, because I don't know. I watch a few fights here and there. I used to be in the business, but don't follow it as close anymore. Ultimate Champ is easy to get every season. Yep. Who's more skillful, Mugi or Mo Light? I don't know. That's a hard question. Marcel Pullman saying no. Insomniac saying definitely permanent ban for toxicity. Where? Who was toxic? Who should get permabanned? I'll do that right now. I'll permaban right now. You know me. On Twitch, QWERTY saying not the best, but be funny if you check my account. Let's see. 7 years played. Oh, the music's still on. Sorry. 7 years played. 12 wins. Best season, League 10.
What up, future king over here?
You had a lot of level 14 cards for never making Ultimate Champion there, brother. Oh, no, League 10 is Ultimate Champion. Never mind. Yeah, nice. Are we doing account checking? Yeah, people been, oh, the guy who lost his account. I don't know. That's what happened. That's a joke. Yeah, dude. Homie lost his account. What does that mean? YouTube Vance. Hi, Rich. How are you? Wow, you're tearing them apart. Yeah, well. You know, just don't say you're better than people who are playing competitively if you're not. And Marnik's out here. Is this... Marnik's out here cheesing. Marnix is full cheesing. Whole match. But you know what? It might work for him. Because we are in the cheese meta. I've officially dubbed it. Folks, we've done it. We've officially dubbed it. This is the cheese meta. Hitarth, why does Remy Eli deck work every meta? It doesn't. It doesn't really work right now. It's mid right now. Versions of it work, but it's not super great right now. Magic Archer's kind of dead. Capgun cooking, though. Capgun cooking. Can Marnix cheese his way back into this one? Giant to pull the Goblins. Miner gets picked up. 456. Can the cheese meta? He puts the Sparky in front of the Giant with a rage. Sparky in front of the Giant. Not sure I agree with that choice as far as choices go. But you know what? Who knows? He has to catch this next Miner or it's good game. Well played. Thumbs up. That was the last guy that he beat, not this one. And he goes Giant opposite lane. This feels like we're going to the next game of King of the Hill. Knight doesn't pick up, and that's it, folks. Marnix's run ends here in King of the Hill. Now we're going to game number 5. Let's go. More cheesing than Witch, Eagle, and Executioner meta. That was just like a broken meta, right? But it wasn't a cheese meta. This is the cheese meta, officially. All right, game 5 will be Hunter and Capgun. Let's take a look at the chat. What am I catching up with here? I was one away from Ultimate Champion. Every time I needed one, I lost. I feel you. I've been there, dude. I have a 2K ladder finished. Do you think I should consider going pro? If you think you can have the time to put in to make that a top 200 ladder finish. Ranked, you know. If you have the time to really to grind that up, sure. Let's see. Rich, can you try me out? You never know. Maybe I'm Ian77 joining another account. No, you're not. But how would I try you out? What would I do to try you out? It doesn't make any sense. I don't try out pros. Go win stuff. Go win things. That's all you gotta do. It's the most open system ever. There's no teams blocking your way. There's nothing in your way. Just go win stuff. Go win. Just win, baby. Let's see. What do you think about Goblin Giant Sparking Meta? Vault it. Let's see. Who had the matchup in the final CRL match? I don't remember. I forget everything right after. By the way, you did an awesome job at CRL Finals. Get you hyped. Thank you very much. CRL Finals was super fun. I love doing the whatchamacallit, the big live events. Let's see. Rich, get me one of these players 1v1. Go win stuff. Go win. Just win, baby. That's it. Just win, baby. Which deck to max first as a free-to-play? The one you're closest to maxing. Let's see. Let's see. You're easy for me at time of these competitors. Blah, 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 blah. Go win. I'm done. I'm done with you. Go win. Go win and I'll care. But right now you're just a guy in chat. Let's see. These skellies are going to multiply since Scale Dragons do negative splash damage. Yeah, interesting. Very true. Little King Tower activation here for Hunter. Is Hunter playing Rocket Cycle? I love how Rich tries to people. No, this is my channel, so I'll do whatever like. You know what? I'll mix it up. When I'm doing the professional stuff, I'll do professional stuff. Imagine if Evo Graveyard spawns current Evo. Oh, my lord. Can you name all the past CR World Champions? Like, Aaron, do you mean... Because there's also the team era. Do you want to name every player on every team, too? Or just Nova in 2018? I guess you could also, if you say World Champions, and also Sergio Ramos from CCGS. But Nova in 2018, Liquid 2019, Queso 2020, Mugi 2021, Mohamed 2022, and then Mugi again in 2023. This is looking like it's Rocket Cycle. And it probably is. Looks like it. GG. Let's see. Oh. Rich, just tell me what to win. Go get top 10 on ranked. Get a top 10 ranked finish, and then I'll pay attention. But dude, just win. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, bro, just win. That's it. That's the whole thing. I'm not gonna watch your video. I'm not gonna 1v1 you. I'm not gonna make a special match for you. Just win. Get notorious enough that I'm forced to pay attention to you. Be undeniable, or be denied. That's it. Capgun should win this. He has to play focus though. He went Evo Knight right into that Tesla. Oh, if he gotten the Ice Wiz off, that would have been some good damage on the right-hand side. Nice Tesla there from Hunter. And here it comes. The rocket cycling has begun. Not even cycling it onto the... Dude, people are so unhinged when it comes to the Little Prince. I've been seeing people just like rocket Little Princes by themselves. What was the other thing that someone did? Someone did something else crazy against my Little Prince the other day. Where I was like, people's response to Little Prince is fully unhinged right now. This is close. Little 8 HP difference as we go into the final 90. I am way behind on the chat. lead opening up for Capgun. Double expos. And forcing the poison out to that side is nice for Hunter. But that little Prince not getting hit by the Expo is real clutch for Capgun. Expo down. Not back to Evo Knight yet. I like the low bomb tower here. Not trying to engage at the bridge, just making sure you have a pickup. Miner goes to the back. Skellies go to the front. Poison covers the Miner. NATO forces expenditure away from tower, but with 40 seconds left, this is the right time for the Evo Knight. He needed that right here. Can Capgun get enough distance between himself and these incoming rockets? He might have to just, like, he can't ignore the Expo yet. He can't ignore it yet, but he has to start getting some real damage on tower. One more rocket should be able to get in here. Although, keep in mind, there's no 3-card cycle for Hunter. 13 seconds left. Poison in. Miner has to hit, or this is going to be GG, I believe. 12:46. Oh, a good Miner catch. NATO comes in. The Miner doesn't hit. The Miner got caught. And GG, well played. Hunter rocket cycles his way to victory. The cheese meta is officially here. And we're going to get to the final set, folks. We'll be going to the 1v1 duel mode between Jors and Surgical Goblin. The cheese meta, folks. I'm loving it. Let's see. Blah, da, 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 da. Let me go ahead and catch up to a bunch of this stuff. Hunter taking the dub. Yes, that aged well. He did that. Hunter's a GOAT. I don't know if he's a GOAT. There's only GOAT. You can't be a GOAT. You're either the GOAT or you're not the GOAT. Hunter's like the best Icepo player. He's got Nerve whipping it out here. Yeah, that was real nice. That was some real nice Icepo. If you like old decks, that was some real nice Icepo. Ice Rocket is what I call it, though. To be honest, I was playing Clash Royale 2 or 3 years ago. The game's changed a lot, yeah. What do you think is the reason Mo lost the Mo Light losing competition? I'll give you 3 reasons. 1, Goblin Giant Rage was way too strong. There were 2 things. There were 2 changes to the meta that created more like randomness, right? And you saw first and foremost Goblin Giant being so like it was almost Goblin Giant wins whatever game it played. It was like super, super dumb. You can be really bad and then come back with like one good, great Goblin Giant rage push. Number 2, Evos lowered the skill gap. If you actually look at the data, all of the top players pretty much saw their win rates in CRL go down after Evos, and all like the more mid-tier players saw their win rates go up. Evos reduced the skill gap by dramatically. And then there was, of course, what happened against Adriel, where he went in with the wrong deck progression and picked like a weird deck in game number 2 because he didn't have his deck progressions. Is Icepo good in the current meta? I don't think so, but I don't know. Could have just said get good. Is it these? I think these are like way out of date because I'm so behind on the. What about 100 classic challenges? Because ladder is pay to win. Let's see. Let me look at your account. 100 classic challenge wins? You're trolling. You're trolling. Here we go. Duel mode. Winner takes the match. Yeah, I guess I'm way behind on this conversation. Let's see. These kids on Twitter saying that Moogie's the GOAT are now engulfed in recency bias. There's just, I might do a video about who's the GOAT. I might do like a Mo versus Moogie argument video, because I think that Mo still is the GOAT, but there is definitely a not totally invalid argument for Moogie. Let's see. Xander asking, can I check your account? Been a fan since esports first started. Curious to see if you think it's good. Yeah, I'll check your account. Why not? Let's see what you're rocking with. Reflex. You have a couple actually like numbered finishes. So a top 9,000, a top 8,000, and a top and 3471. That's better than 99% of people who've ever played the game. So that's pretty rad. Let's see. Surprised at the challenge stats, only 11 wins. I'm sure you could get like a 20-win badge if you're going to get ranked like that. I don't know what's going on there. NACR player, top 3K Blade player for Revify Esports. Is it because you're addicted to bait? That's why you can't get like a 20-win or whatever? Any new Supercell game coming out in 2024? It's not impossible that Moko goes global. We'll see. Okay, so Jors is playing an interesting... I would have thought that you play Skellies with this still for the cycle, but he's playing Pigs with no Little Prince, saving Little Prince for later. In fact, both players saving Little Prince for later. Can Jors win this without 3-card cycle? Well, not now, I don't think. 100 classes challenge is still an achievement. Sure, absolutely true. But there's no factor whether you're a great player. 100%. Great point there, Dirk Greg. It is a nice achievement. Has no bearing on whether I think that you are a great player. When does Mo play? His team plays next. I don't know if he's playing. We'll see the lineups. Rocky Flocky saying, I love watching listening to your commentary, Rich. Thank you very much. Sometimes it's commentary, sometimes it's just chat. But either way, I'm here. And GG, Surgical Goblin cheeses his way to game 1. All right, let's go ahead and Dur Greg is asking to be evaluated. This is an interesting thing of today, that people are asking to have their accounts evaluated. Now, to be fair, as I evaluate these accounts, I'm also bad at Clash Royale. Just want to point that out. I'm also not good at this game. Dur Greg coming out with a real account. He has a 20-win badge. I mean, not 20 wins, but 17, 19. He has the badge for every year it's been done. So 2018, 19, 21, 22, and 23. He has the badge. 17 or more wins. On ladder has multiple top 3,000 finishes and one that's almost top 1,000. And on ranked, best finish 1,082. Solid account there. That's a highly respectable account. Very nice, Dur Greg. Solid account there. Let's see. You're mainly a bait player. Challenge not really your thing. Play esports ladder. Thanks again. Oh, thank you. Thanks. I'll keep up the content. Let's go into game number 2 here. And Jor's not happy having faced the Goblin Giant Sparky and knowing that Little Prince is still out there. Who's the oldest Clash Royale pro? I don't know. LCOps is definitely up there, though. How did I become a player in a Clash Royale esports, in a Clash Royale team? I don't know, Oleg. I don't have the answer to that question. Why is Mohamed going back to Julesy? Because Julesy's better looking than Jeb is. That's why. I don't know. Tolly was the oldest pro player for a long time, true. You should keep recording without the glasses, Rich. Well, it just depends on what I feel like. The glasses are kind of a thing on the channel, so they are what they are. They is what they is. Any predictions as to how new tower troops will work? Nope. But I'm guessing they'll have, like, abilities like troops do, you know, like slow or splash or stun or whatever. Best minor control or minor player? I don't know.
Bold and bashful.
Man, Surge is going straight beat down these days. We saw Surge play some really nice bait in Snapdragon Pro Series. It was fun watching him play that. So here's an interesting question for everybody, because this might just be my thing being Jewish. the majority of the world doesn't celebrate Christmas, right? There are lots of Jews and Muslims and Buddhists and Hindus and all sorts of different religions out there. Would you like to see, like, the holiday season be a little more varied? I feel like for holidays we kind of get like Christmas, Halloween, and like the Chinese New Year. It's kind of like what we get for all the for our holidays in game. Are there holidays I'm missing? Morton, best minor poison player? I don't think so. Lunar New Year suffers in the Western world. It's often like a week-long holiday. Does Minor get there in time? That one Evo Skelly could be a real thing. That one Evo Skelly could be a real thing. Evo Skelly's popping off. Oh, they didn't quite pop off. They almost popped off. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. When Evo Skellies get in deep, it's like the scariest thing. It feels like my chat is like a hose right now that, like, the internet holds it for a second, and then I get slammed with, like, 15 messages. Mad's saying wrong, LOL. I don't know he's saying wrong too, though. What are you saying wrong to, Mads? Did you say East Kellers are rolling in the deep? It's a weird choice. Rich, is it possibly banned just because of logging on with a personal account on 2 different devices, but it's the same person, the same place too? I don't know. I don't know what's possible, what's not possible. But I am logged into my Clash Royale accounts on my iPad, my phone, and my PC. So Christmas thingy. Most people celebrate even though it's not in their religion. I don't think that's true. Do Muslims celebrate Christmas? And there's like 1 billion Muslims. And Jews don't celebrate Christmas. I don't think do Hindus celebrate Christmas? I don't think Hindus do. I think it just seems that way because the corporate Western world celebrates Christmas because it's a lot of money they can make. Keiko saying hello. My Muslim friends do celebrate with me. Interesting. But they don't celebrate at their own home. Interesting. Yeah, we just wish people Merry... Yeah, I mean, if people say Merry Christmas, I'll, like, say that back. Yeah, as Muslim, no, we don't. Yeah, exactly, see? I think people might acquiesce to Christmas because it's so culturally embedded, but you know, like, I don't mess with it. What was it like being asked to cast the first CRL World Finals? It was awesome. I mean, it was, you know, I was anticipating it since I'd cast the first season of CRL, but it was a really cool opportunity. And 2018 World Finals is really what solidified me and Andrew. Up until World Finals, I think we didn't really have the respect of the community. And when we crushed it at World Finals and carried an hour of downtime and made a great show, I think that was when we really won over the Clash Royale community. And after that, our relationship with the community was so different. Tongue Fong, not believing in Jesus' rebirth is a very different thing from putting on a red hat and eating some ham. Well, I'm not eating the ham. I think that Muslims aren't eating the ham. We celebrate as a gift-giving celebration with thanking friends for what they do with us. Interesting. I can't speak for others because I do celebrate Christmas, but I do think commercial Christmas is what's associated with the holiday season, so that's why it is how it is. Yeah. Jewel Rana saying no Muslims celebrate Christmas. Yeah, like here's what I do for Christmas. Because what my people do is we get Chinese food and then go see a movie. It's like the Jewish tradition on Christmas. Chinese food and a movie. So much so that some Chinese restaurants will have specific, hey, welcome, we'll have specific Chinese menus specific menus on Christmas Eve, expecting Jews to come. So so I guess I do celebrate Christmas in my own way. I don't decorate with green and red, and I don't give gifts, but I do get Chinese food and go see a movie, as we have done for decades. Tung Feng saying Chinese Indian food on Christmas. Heck yes. Do you also do a traditional celebration with the menorah? Yeah, I mean, just as a little education here, Hanukkah is actually a really low importance Jewish holiday. It's only become more important because it's at the same time as Christmas. And frankly, it was like Western Jewish kids being like, hey, look at everyone celebrating this big thing. We're kind of feeling left out. And then so Western Jewry being like, all right, well, let's make Hanukkah bigger so that our Jewish kids don't feel so left out during the Christmas season. Gift giving for Jews actually is more connected historically to the holiday of Purim, but it became connected to Hanukkah essentially to compete with Christmas. But yes, we've decorated the house for Hanukkah, and we do Hanukkah gifts, and we light the menorah and do all that stuff. So after a couple beatdown decks, Surge switching to a little cycle action. And despite having Fisherman and Bowler, Jor's struggling in this matchup. Will he continue to struggle as time goes on? Only time will tell. The cycle for this deck is weird. And I think that's giving George some trouble. Hog in. He's going to Fish Boy and Skelly Drags and RG. Interesting. All right, here we go. Royal Giant in both lanes. This is a big opportunity here for Jors. Are you asking, Rodon, are you asking me how many hours a day I play CR? I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that question. I could look. I don't know. Do they have like the hours per day thing in your phone? Like usage? Where is usage? Is that in the battery section? Battery usage by app. I mean, Clash Royale is 30% of my battery. Of today. Excuse me. Hi, Rich. We know you're addicted. I don't play to that level. My guess is I play like, if I were to guess, I'd say I probably play a total of like an hour a day. Maybe more, maybe less. Oh, does the RG beat it out? Does the RG beat it out? It does! Oh, my lord! Let's go ahead and... Oh, I didn't put the replay buffer on. I can't grab the replay. Darn it. I didn't have the replay buffer on. I can't grab the replay. Oh, well. How about PUBG Mobile? I've gone through spurts of playing PUBG Mobile, but I don't really play it that much. GG, well played. Marnix, the MVP of match number 1. Congratulations, Marnix, on your huge accomplishment here. How do I go see, like, how much time I spent on any given app? How do I do that on my iPhone? Anyone know? Only CR? I'm mostly CR by a wide margin. How about Mobile Legends? I actually had a lot of fun playing it last year or at the beginning of this year when I had like a multi-week live streaming sponsored thing with Mobile Legends. I really enjoyed playing it, but you know, I just don't have time to be playing a ton of games all the time. Oh, here we go. There you go. Boom. Take a look at that. What about Brawl Stars? I pick it up every once in a while. I actually probably second game I play the most is Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans is definitely, I would say, is definitely number 2. You know what I really miss is Dota Underlords, because I don't love, like, auto battlers take so long, right? Like, I've tried to play TFT, but the matches take, like, so long. Same thing with most MOBAs, right? I've actually enjoyed some of Wild Rift. I've enjoyed some of those other games, some of the MOBAs, but, like, they got to be short. Even then, MOBAs just take so long. They take so long, and also, like, you have to have, like, a PhD sometimes in MOBAs. Something called device usage time and settings. Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe in screen time? Maybe that's what it is? Is that it? This is my phone. I don't want that. Let's see. Get that out of my way. Is that it? No, that's not telling me what I'm doing. No, I don't see anything here that tells me. Town Hall 16 is coming in Clash of Clans. Oh, boy. Do I play any Supercell's game? Yeah, I just said I play Clash of Clans. I occasionally play Brawl Stars. But I play Clash of Clans like most every evening for a little while when I'm watching TV, just kind of winding down. The matches depend on your ability on TFT, and with the set 10, they are fast-paced now. What does fast-paced mean? I feel like they take like 45 minutes. I remember you commenting on Brawl Stars. Somebody watches both. That was awesome. Oh, yeah, when I did the Superverse event pretty recently, where I did Brawl Stars, Clash of Clans, and Clash Royale. What's your real name? This is my real name. How about Clash Mini? I don't like Clash Mini. I have not enjoyed it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's too limited. But Clash Mini, there's no flexibility, right? Like, the one thing that's kind of fun about auto battlers is, like, adapting and changing stuff up as things go on. Like, oh, I see people are taking this, and I'm going to start going this way, whatever it might be. The fact that you go in with a deck, I think if there's one critique I have of the Supercell universe, is that the entire game systems, the entire, like, core component of the games is leveling up something specific. And if there was one criticism that I really had of MoCo, was that instead of you finding loot drops, you, like, unlocked access to certain weapons, that everyone would unlock, or items. Everyone unlocked access to the same items, and then you would level up those items. I just don't like that. That is not an enjoyable mechanic to me. So I really would like it if hopefully MoCo goes in a different way for the mechanic. Here we go. Lineups for Tropical Gaming versus CALALAS. SB, Agony, and Jonah to kick things off in the first set. Vitor, Lucas, Pedro in the second set. Or in that first set as well. Second set, Jonah, SB, and Titan versus Adriel, Pedro, and Vitor. And then Titan versus Adriel if we get there. So that's our lineups. SB versus Vitor, Agony versus Lucas, and if necessary, Jonah versus Pedro for set number 1. Rich Slayton used to do top 5 monthly plays. What happened? I guess I could start doing those things again. They just... Like, which ones are you talking about? Like, the ones that were on my channel or the ones that were on Super League? What do you mean? You know, part of it is just, like, what content is worth my time, right? Like, my favorite thing to do was the Inside the Plays, but nobody watched relative to the... People did not watch enough relative to the amount of work they took. Goblin Giant banned on both sides, plus the Evo recruits are out, so that's fun. Let's see. You have to go to See All Apps and Website Activity. See All Apps? I don't know. I'll look it up later. In screen name, you can see how long you were on certain apps. I guess I didn't have it turned on, so. Was that, is it SB that used to cast in some terms combinations? Yeah, SB, former CRL pro in the Teams era, and then who has been a guest on this channel a few times as a caster. Do you watch Clash Royale YouTubers? Pretty much not. At all. Pretty much zero. Every once in a while I'll watch someone if they have a really interesting video, but no. In general, no. How you say that about Clash Mini and content creator for the game, this game supports you, that is strange. How you say that about Clash Mini and content creator for the game, the game supports you, this is strange. I don't know what you're saying. I'm not understanding this. I like Clash Royale. I don't like Clash Mini. I'm allowed to have criticisms of the game that supports me. I think that the leveling, that being stuck to a leveling up mechanic is less than ideal. While it might be lucrative, I don't think it makes for the like. Wouldn't you love it if Clash Royale didn't require you to level up your cards if there were no elite level 15? I think that the leveling up mechanic works really well for Clash of Clans, and I think that it's obviously financially lucrative for Clash Royale. But if I could rewrite the world and Clash Royale didn't require leveling up as a mechanic, I think that would be better. It would allow more flexibility. It would allow the devs who could vault cards, right? Just like in Fortnite, when there was a broken weapon, the devs for Fortnite could vault a weapon and say, we're getting rid of this for a while. Where you can't do that in Clash Royale because people have invested time and money into leveling up cards. And in Moko, I really hope that they move away from a leveling up mechanic and into a, man, this is going really poorly for SB. And that they move towards some other, more like a loot drop mechanic. What's my Town Hall in Clash of Clans? It's Town Hall 12. I don't play that. I took a long time off and started playing again more consistently in the last year or so, year or two. Commandant needs to be nerfed. Yeah. Vitor's OP. Vitor's great. But Hussein, did I answer your question here? And if I didn't, can you reiterate that? Game number 1, GG for Vitor. All right, next up, Lucas versus Agony. Is Agony the same as Agony King? Or is that a different person? Let me just put in Agony. Is that also AKA Agony King? Ashraf, Rich, be honest with us, Rich. Are you actually rich? Well, that is my name. And I am financially secure. I wouldn't say I'm rich. I'm not wealthy, but I am financially secure. It's weird when people ask a question that's like this one and then disappear. I find that strange. But do you? Let's see. Oh, here you are. I mean, you are official content creator for the game and the commentator on tournaments. Why do you say that I don't like one of its games when you should support it? Why should I support a game? I mean, I don't like the game. Like, it doesn't mean I think the game shouldn't exist, or that people are bad for liking the game, or that the devs who made that game should be fired. It means that I personally don't like it. I also don't play Heyday. I don't play Boom Beach. A lot of people do. I don't have to like and want to play. I'm not a shill. Like, I'm probably the most company-friendly content creator in the whole game, in the whole ecosystem. Like, you rarely ever see me, like, I'm not tweeting a bunch of negative stuff. I'm not like, I'm not like angry about everything. I'm not as angry, while I do think the game is overly monetized and it's current in 2023. I'm not like angry and like nasty about it. I just don't enjoy Clash Mini. Like, it's a different game than the one that I play. I just don't enjoy it. I'm allowed to say I don't enjoy the game. Others are also allowed to enjoy it. That's why there's different games, is because life is subjective. I really think that I really enjoy a band called the Dave Matthews Band. Some people think the Dave Matthews Band is entirely unlistenable, and that's fine, because there are different things that different people can like, without it having to be like a fight or like something like ridiculous or negative. But I am not an official content creator for Clash Mini. I mean, I guess I could be if I wanted to be, but I content create for Clash Royale. Let's see. Rich, I love your commentary. It's real criticism. We have a few recent supers have done well with maintaining a balance that with Evo's added so quickly. I think that the Evos, again, like, I think the biggest problem with the Evos is, at least in their current stage, they have reduced the skill gap in the game, which I think is bad for the game. I think the game is better when the difference between the game is better when the skilled player wins more often. Every game is better when the skilled player wins more often, in my opinion. So I do not like the current state. I think the Evos. I wish Evos would have been rolled out more broadly if that were going to be the case. And I don't know if having more Evos will solve the problem or not. I don't know that yet. I'm willing to withhold judgment and see if they do. Does this mean you're obligated to make Clash Royale a good game if it seems the opposite? I'm not obligated to do anything. I think Clash Royale is a good game. I think Clash Royale is the best game ever specifically designed for mobile, without question. I still think Clash Royale has flaws, and I think that I've said it many times, I think one of the flaws in Clash Royale is it was built on an outdated monetization model, which was the quote-unquote pay-to-win model, right? Pay to upgrade your things, pay for a competitive advantage, pay for an advantage in at least some respect. I don't buy anything about pay-to-win being applicable to professional play, because professional players are that's a whole different pocket. But I think that Clash Royale came out in this time, like Clash Royale came out in an era when pay to level was a big thing, and then what happened pretty much like right after Clash Royale came out. Well, something really big, seismic, changed the entire landscape, and that was just a year later. Clash Royale comes out in 2016, and then 2017, Fortnite came out and changed the monetization model of games. Fortnite came out, and instead of being pay to win, they pioneered, or at least popularized, the pay to brag model. And suddenly you had people who were willing to. Fortnite became an economic juggernaut because people were willing to pay to brag, pay to show off skins and achievements. And oh boy, that lightning might be it. That lightning might be it. Look at that. Look at that. Lucas getting a perfectly timed lightning, and the Little Prince not doing what the Little Prince needed to do, and that's probably a GG here. Very nicely done. Fortnite came out the year after Clash Royale and completely undercut the microtransaction business model that mobile gaming had been relying on for a long time. And then you saw Brawl Stars was actually a response to that. Brawl Stars is significantly less aggressively monetized than Clash Royale. But Brawl Stars was built on a different concept, different system. So you saw Clash Royale or Supercell respond to the cultural shift. PUBG Mobile, same thing. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, Clutch Lightning, says Jordan. Absolutely. So you saw Supercell respond to that cultural shift with a far less aggressively monetized game in Brawl Stars. Still monetized, but at the time, you could max your full account in Brawl Stars for you could go from 0 to max for, I want to say, $2,000, where at the same time it cost 5 times that much, 3 to 5 times that much to max out in Clash Royale. So there you go. That was a pretty big shift. And then even now, Moko, it looks to be far less aggressively monetized. Although I think that they still, from playing the beta, they still have this level up things that everyone finds the same stuff and level up things. So, I hope that they shift away from that in future games. But they have a system that they seem to like. Let's see. Let me catch up here. King of the Hill coming up. There you go. Jonah, SB Titan, Adriel, Pedro, Vitor. Those are the King of the Hill lineups. I was waiting the SKCalalas match to watch the GOAT. Where is him? I don't know. I guess he's not in the lineup today, it looks like. Or at least not in the lineup for King of the Hill. We'll see if he's in the lineup for 1v1 at the end. I respect your opinion, Rich. Thank you very much. We'll see. Maybe he's in the 1v1. I don't know. That's a really good point you made. Thank you, Mozart. I appreciate that. Do you think they will add 7TV on Twitch at some point? I don't know what 7TV is, Keiko. People look down on microtransactions way more than they did 7 years ago. For sure. Like the whole landscape shifted. So I don't know. The whole landscape shifted. Maybe it'll continue to shift. A lot of people straight up choose to never play a game microtransactions to give you an advantage. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty different now. But like a game like Clash of Clans doesn't bother me, right? I think that's the big thing too, is that Clash of Clans, I don't think people are anywhere near as bothered by it, because Clash of Clans is inherently a waiting game, and I'm a completely free to play. I think the only thing I ever spent money on Clash of Clans was one cool skin. I've never spent any money on like stuff to level up, but I did buy a skin I really liked once. But like in terms of leveling up, I'm completely free to play on Clash of Clans, and it has not reduced my enjoyment whatsoever. I think Clash of Clans, the leveling up and the progression is part of the fun of it. But I think Clash Royale is different in terms of like what brings you core enjoyment. But the dev team disagrees. What does GKR stand for? I have no clue. I didn't play Fortnite long, but when I did, it came out was a blast. Absolutely. You've asked the same question a bunch of times. I don't know. Maybe he'll play in the 1v1, but Mohamed Light is not in the King of the Hill lineup. Zero intros were a lot better than last year. You practice it? I mean, I think they were pretty good last year, too. But they were shorter this year. You're saying that you think that my intros were better this year than last year? Huh, interesting. Who's the GOAT after 23? I don't know. I think still Mo, probably. I feel like my show open last year was pretty good as well. The big difference is I chose not to wear sunglasses most of the time this year. Last year I wore sunglasses a lot. Anytime I was on stage and off the caster's desk, I wore sunglasses. And after watching it back, I didn't like that effect as much because it didn't look as, you couldn't see my emotions as much. And I wanted to let my eyes be more emotive. Oh boy. Oh boy. Adriel all over this one right now. Yes, I mean calling the names out loud. Like when we introduced the players for their matches specifically. Like on day one, or like each individual match. We just went with it. There was some stylistic differences this year than last year. This year we went way more like last year was way more like arena, and this year was way more like esports and hype, right? The whole design aesthetic. Oh yes, like Air Surfer. Yeah, we just decided to do a different. It was just a different style. Last year was less like UFC style. This year I decided to just do a different style. You ever think about how different Most Legacy would be if big tournaments were single elimination, although double's much better? Yeah, I mean, but single elimination would be bad. Like single elimination just isn't good for a game where the better player only wins like 60-70% of the time. Single elimination is just not doesn't make any sense. If the better player won 90% of the time, single elimination would make more sense. My mom is hilarious. My mom just sent me a funny text. I'm stoked Air Surfer got his shirt. Yeah, me too. Coming up next, it's going to be SB. Right? Or was that just SB? That was Jonah, wasn't it? I think that was game number 1. Yeah, we just went for a different style than last year. Single elimination was really brutal. Single elimination in the first round. Well, that was also only the first round. It was double elimination after the first round. But yeah, single elimination was brutal. We all know that Morton is the best. Morton's my favorite, but certainly not the best. He's definitely... Morton is not currently in my top 3 best players on the planet. He's in my top 5 all time, but currently my top 3 on the planet are are Mo, Mugi, and Pedro. Maybe in that order, maybe not. How do you think the rookie commentators did for their first live event? Well, this was Josh's third time being on live on stage for casting, because we did cast in a studio in 21, but there was no crowd. And this was Josh and Juicy's second time, because we did the live event for Helsinki last year. I think that Juicy was dramatically improved from last year. I was really happy with what he did. Josh was generally pretty good. The woos, I'll cook him for this one. Josh was generally pretty darn good. He's great on the desk. The woos when he was interviewing were the funniest. I made fun of him for those a lot after the show was over. I did not. The woos were like out of control. I don't know what. He was just like loopy. It was weird. Spill some tea on CRL. Anything interesting happen off cam? I don't know. Let me think about that. If someone play esports for as long as Morton did? Yes. Air Surfer for as long as Morton. Higher for longer than Morton. And also the all right. Yeah, he had some like silly stuff going on, but Josh and Juicy were both great on the desk. And I said this, like, someone made a really nasty kind of critical tweet. Like they responded to one of my tweets about the event and kind of were like really nasty towards Juicy and Josh, criticizing their work a lot. And I'll say that I think Josh and Juicy were phenomenal on the desk. And then they were asked to do something that's not in their expertise, which is do like show intros and interviews and things that they don't have decades of like the same experience that Andrew and I have. And I thought they did very well, given that that's not like what they were initially, not like what their profession has been historically. I thought they did very well with that. And Juicy was dramatically improved from last year to this year, and Josh was generally good, other than the woos. The woos were ridiculous. Josh is great for the game. Yeah, Josh was killer on the game replays. Killed it. Do I think Vitor deserved a rematch? I don't know enough to say whether he deserved a rematch. But Josh and Juicy are critical to the success of the broadcast, and I would not have him. I would not have it any other way. But do I think Vitor deserved a rematch? I don't know. I don't think the phone turned off randomly. Clearly, something happened that made the phone turn off, and maybe it's like the way he was gripping it. Like I think that the biggest thing is that we know that there should be hand cams in the future, so we can actually see what happened, because we have no way of knowing if it was device error or user error. I mean, I remember that Ruben was saying there's something about how the he had some issues with the phone case, like being weirdly positioned on his phone during rehearsals, and I thought they fixed it. But who knows, like, what Vitor's doing with his hands? Again, we just don't know. We don't know, like, and again, so that's why I'm going to lobby heavily for hand cams next year, so that we don't have, so that next year, if we could go to a hand cam and see what happened in that moment, then we'd have a decisive answer. But without having a decisive answer, and with Vitor unable to replicate the problem for the referee when the referee came up, it's just hard. You can't, like, how do you grant that replay in that situation? So I don't know if he deserved one or not, and we'll never know. Feels like Morton is more content focused in the moment. Yeah, which is smart. He should be more content focused in the moment. There's no future in being a Clash Royale pro, or there's only a limited future. And you make a lot more money being a content creator. All right. Let's see. Will we get a King of the Hill sweep here? All right, let me keep adding. Josh and Juicy gave great game analysis. Absolutely they did. What happened in Vitor match? His phone turned off. And then he turned it back on and kept playing. Some people are calling Josh as an awkward during. Yeah, Josh was really awkward during interviews. Why don't they have hand cams or ref? It's a massive event. You think they'll have it next year? I'm going to lobby heavily for hand cams next year. It's also kind of unfair to ask them to be on the same level as somebody who's cast professionally. Well, it's not just casting professionally. It's also Andrew and I have experience like live on stage as interviewers, as hosts, things like that, right? Like I worked in the mixed martial arts business for years. before for like 6-7 years as a play-by-play host, but also doing interviews and stuff like that. Not to mention my decade of experience doing live stand-up comedy. So speaking extemporaneously live on stage and interacting with somebody like who I don't have that set rhythm with, those are things that Andrew and I both have experience with. So, yeah. Just very different than Juicy. And Juicy and Josh performed admirably, that not being a thing they have literally 15 years experience doing. No ham, such a large event. Wow, yeah, I agree. There should be hand cams. I think it was an oversight. Let's see. What happened with the first intro with Sosaa and Arden? I don't know. That was funny, though. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but for the very pleasant surprise, there's an opposite unpleasant surprise. Who do you think was the most disappointing in World Finals? Morton had the most. But Morton was just someone who didn't deserve to go out on day one was going to go out on day one, and that I made a whole video about it. Right, I did previews of each group, and someone was going to go out on day one, and that was, and unfortunately, it was Morton. I thought it was going to be a Pedro because of his limited deck pool, and turned out the limited deck pool wasn't a problem. But I thought because he was generally predictable and played a limited deck pool, he would be the first one out in that group, and I was proven very wrong. But yeah, that was my biggest disappointment, was Morton. But again, just the state of the game right now is real wackadoo. Yeah, hand cam should be a thing in Clash Royale, absolutely. Hog going to go in. Fishboy will get the King Tower activation. Love how we can chat with you and watch gameplay at the same time. It's very refreshing. I enjoy this too. Cashman was the most awkward thing in CRL. Yeah, that Cashman Josh interview is like the funniest thing that's ever happened at Worlds, by far. That was ridiculous. Mo, for sure, he is one, but I think he retreat from his previous level. I just don't know if he can make that argument. I don't know if he can really make that argument, given, like I've said, the three other factors I listed beforehand. The Goblin Giant Rage being played by every player in every set, pretty much, and being this annoying, just can win games randomly deck. The Evos significantly reducing the skill gap, and then the unfortunate circumstances that happened in his game against Adriel with the wrong preparation. I could see you casting for UFC. I mean, initially I worked in the mixed martial arts business, and that was my long-term plan. And then I realized that there were too few jobs for too many people for mixed martial arts commentary to be a viable long-term. Oh, look at that. Great set of skellies from Titan here to get the hog connection. Good distraction on the fish boy. Does it matter as the fireball rage comes in? Oh, the Evo Knight gets on. This is a great sequence for Titan overall. Phenomenal sequence for Titan overall, with distracting the fish boy and then the Evo Knight getting on tower as well. Titan might give some life to Tropical Gaming here. You and Andrew have great synergy. I mean, we're both experienced performers, and we've also worked together for 6 years. We just know each other's rhythms, and it's hard. It's hard won too. We've been through our ups and downs as a team for sure, and we worked really hard to come together and become the team we are now. Why don't you try casting other events? I should do more. I have cast some other. I've cast some Apex. I'm working on my reel. I've cast some other things. I cast the Superverse thing this year that was, oh, there you go. GG, well played. Titan, very nicely done. Very, very nicely done for Titan. Let's go ahead and I think I can get a replay queued up here. Let's see if I can get it going, because you'll see that really nice little distraction play at the bridge by Titan. Here we go. Here we go. So nice little distraction play from Titan here. Should be coming up in just a moment. Whoa, what the heck just happened up there? What is going on? Why is that not working? Oh, and there's the replay in there. So this is going to be, I think we should see the hog. And here we go. Skeletons in the middle. Fishboy gets distracted, and that breaks the game wide open. Nice win there for Titan. Can't be as good as Rich commentating and interviews without lots of hard work and experience, but everyone needs to start somewhere. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Mo, Sam Morton, was it just bad matchup? Some of it, for sure. What happened to Mo in last CRL? He went up for the match against Adriel, and he had been given the wrong sheet for his deck progressions. And that's why he chose that weird drill deck. Adriel is amazing. Yeah, you're right. Here we go. Pedro up next. Can he close things out for SKCalalas? Or will Titan keep his team alive? Not Afraid probably showed the most potential for how badly he got beaten, IMO. Yeah, he got beaten pretty badly, though. Who were the group that were shouting? Was it Melmo? I don't know who those guys were, but they were shouting a lot. I wonder if the translators were appreciated. It's a hard job to do considering all the card names and terminologies. Yeah, the Japanese translated it very well, but he also plays the game. Do players have their own devices in CRL? They have provided devices. Hey, Rich, I'm sorry I missed part of this. Has Mo played yet? How did it go? He has not played. Were you and Andrew hired at the same time? Sort of. We were both in the same final audition for the job in 2018. They initially hired me and another guy named Paul Toddkill as the casters, but the production company at the time was very smart and knew that Paul Toddkill was probably not going to last in the position for a variety of reasons. So they hired Andrew on to do kind of a BS job, like supporting the casting team. And when it became clear that Paul wasn't the answer, they let him go and moved Andrew into the casting position. But if you watch the first few episodes of CRL 2018, you'll see I have a different commentator. Does Andrew plan to stay casting with CR? Unless he lands a TV show or movie that conflicts, yes. We both plan to cast as long as they're asking us to do it. What does the sheet say? It's just about it. Yeah. No, they there's been a lot of discourse about coaching and coaches and analysts this year. But one of the things that coaches do is they spend a lot of time doing opposition research and preparing deck progressions, right? So you go in with a plan of what you're going to play game number one, and then those sheets are kind of like, hey, if he plays this in game one, consider this in game two. He plays, so they'll give you some options in game number one, after game number one, of which direction to go for game two. And then by game three, there's so many possibilities. But they give you some hints there. But yeah, it's the deck progression sheet. How am I on this fine Tuesday? I'm doing well. I hope Titan reverse sweeps to watch Mo play. We'll see. I saw Andrew streaming on Twitch a little bit. Yeah, he's been streaming Warcraft Rumble. I'm glad someone asked about deck progression sheets. Yeah, I was trying to research. Yeah, they go in with a plan of what they're going to play in game number one, and then those sheets are like, hey, these are the things we expect him to play in game number one, and based on those expectations, here are the decks you should go to in game two after that, based on what we have available and what we think and what they would have available and what we think they're likely to play or be good with. Wasn't Mo the only one with a sheet in 2022, or am I tripping? I don't remember. Pedro reminds me so much of Igor, so much skill but limited deck pool and a bit stubborn at times. I think he'll need a bit more coaching, doing him all-time great. Yeah, his deck pool is a little limited, which is why I picked him to be the first one out of that Morton, Sam, Ruben group. Can players communicate with the coaches between matches through headphones? If not, why not? Long story boring, the best understanding that I have of the situation. You know what? Let me answer that question after we get through this game, because we are going to sudden death overtime, and it's almost tied here in this Mortar Minor versus Minor Control matchup. Very interesting. Pedro's ahead, and not in an insignificant way. And Pedro's doing it without having 3-card cycle. Titan, I'm kind of surprised here. He's continuing. Here he goes. He needs to get his little prince down and just abuse the 3-card cycle to win this one, because right now, I think that he's going to lose with the pacing they currently have. Yeah, I think he's already lost here. Poison in, log in. Pedro needs to land this one here, or it's GG, and that is going to be GG. That's it. Pedro gets it done. SKCalalas wins it in 2 sets, and they continue to dominate this league as they should, with the crazy roster they have. Can players communicate with coaches through headphones? If not, why not? The best understanding I have of it is it would require more access from people, more moving parts for production. Not everyone has a coach. It's just a headache that they don't want to deal with. So coaches can prepare the players the best they can, and the players can then go do their thing on stage. Starting to get my deck to level 15. Only option is to spend $50 to have to do it. How many cards have you gotten to level 15 so far? Results for this week. Titan Stars, Sea Monsters, Olimpo, our Team BLN, and SKCalalas all getting the wins. There you go. So my life is talking to himself while playing. Not when he's playing at home. When he's playing at home, he's talking to the guys in his chat. But when he's playing on stage, then he's talking to himself, I guess. I don't know. You ever been disqualified during CRL? Not like during CRL, I don't think. You had Reichert repeated a card in 2021 and lost a game for it. Reichert lost. I don't know if I call it disqualified. Just means he lost the game, and he lost the game to Moogie, who he was cooking. And if Reichert doesn't lose that game, Moogie probably gets first rounded in 2021, and the GOAT debate doesn't exist. So that's some interesting history. Reichert is the reason why we have the GOAT debate, pretty much. Is a major reason why. Because Reichert was cooking Moogie, and then repeated a card. What happened to Music Master from CCGS? I don't know. Let's see. Lucas didn't qualify for CRL 2023. Did not qualify for Worlds. No. Please stay for more Q&A. I'll stay for a minute. I have 2 level 15 on my main deck, so I just need the rest to complete it. LOL. I mean, you should be grinding what is it called? The little weird shop thing. What do they even call that? I don't know the names of things. What do they call that thing? Hold on. The season shop? Yeah, the season shop. You should be grinding the season shop. You can get a bunch of EWCs out of that. I buy every the for gold offers, right? Like these offers, the ones that you can spend gold on. I don't buy the gems ones, but the gold ones I buy every time. Let's see. I totally agree. Market would have won. Yep, would have changed everything. Why not remind viewers to put like? Hey, viewers, like the why don't you like this? Go ahead and give this a like. There you go. Did it now. What's your best memory from Finland? I had some good times with the boys. Are coaches allowed to compete? Yeah, anyone's allowed to compete. Yeah, season shop and season tokens, exactly. Predictions for 2024, risers, fallers. It's hard to predict with the current state of the meta. So it's really hard to say anything until we know if the meta will adjust to allow more of a skill gap, or if the meta continues to move in a way where the skill gap has less separation, then it's going to be hard to predict anything next year. Did anyone not have a coach in CRL? At World Finals, everyone had a coach. I don't know if every coach was there. I think every coach was there, except for maybe one. I think that Game Saver coached Sosaa, and he wasn't there. What happened to Sergio Ramos? He used to be the best player in the world quite a while back. I'll say this. I don't know if winning CCGS inherently meant you were the best player in the world. I'll say that. I miss seeing Sweet pulling out his outlandish decks before the Gobba Giant buffs. Yeah, I feel ya. Will Mo play? No, it's game over. Let me go ahead and do this. Today's matches are over. There you go. What are your thoughts on level 15s? I think I wish they had not been made. It's sad that Mohamed lost to Adriel. The monk in the first match was so weird. Yeah. That was a tough one. Let's see. Any other questions that I'm going to answer? What happened to the God RF? The God RF actually was the one, God RF did not want to play professionally anymore. A lot of guys, once teams ended, they kind of took that as permission to stop playing competitively because the grind was really hard. RF actually has worked the last 3 years at World Finals as part of the replay operator team. He's the one sitting by the replay operator, telling them what replays to pull, and then talking with us about what replays are coming. And before we do an illustration, he's like discussing the play with us. So yeah, he's a big part of the World Finals broadcast team. Have a good night, good day. Thank you very much. Let's see. Oh yeah, over on Twitch. Let me go ahead and throw a raid out on Twitch. Let's see. Let me see who's playing Clash Royale right now. Let me go ahead and bring this over. My salary, I'm not telling you my salary, but I am comfortable. I make a comfortable living. Let's go to categories. Go to Clash Royale. Anyone streaming Clash Royale in English? Oh, Juicy has 728 viewers. No way. Anybody who needs more viewers than that? I see PCats is streaming. I rated him yesterday. Anyone else streaming in English right now for Clash Royale? I don't see anybody. You know what? Let's give Juicy a tiny little raid here, Twitch. How about that? Let's raid Juicy J CR. There you go, Twitch. Have a good day. Get some rounds in. Yeah, hopefully soon. Maybe even later today. My social security number is 555-55-5555. And there we go. Let's go ahead and we'll raid Juicy with a tiny little raid on Twitch. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and kill the Twitch stream now. Mo or Moogie, who you picking? Mo. Is Minnie your new casting partner for some events? Yeah. But not all of them. And I think that's going to be it, folks. Hey, it's been a blast. I hope you've had fun. I know I've had fun. And I look forward to next time that we all get together for one of these. Why is that not working? There we go. I look forward to seeing you all next time. That's it for today. As always, be excellent to each other and party on, dude.